So what I have here is the brand new Insta360 X4 Air. Insta360 is first and also I believe the lightest 360 camera available at only 165 grams. So in comparison, this is the same weight as the brand new iPhone Air. But who is this for? I mean, we already have the X4 and the X5. And this is an audio test with the X4 Air connected to the Insta360 mic Air. The X4 Air is sitting on Philip's bicycle, and I'm over here talking with a wireless microphone. The X4 Air is priced at $399 US for the standard bundle and $439 for the starter bundle. The $439 bundle also includes a 114cm selfie stick, a lens cap, extra battery, and the camera itself. So here you basically have everything you need to start shooting your videos, and the extra battery is always nice to have. But comparing the prices here, the X5 starter bundle is I think $715 US something in comparison to $439 US on the X4 Air. And if we're talking about differences, that's a big difference. Now, if we talk about the specs a little bit, there is also a difference in specs, especially compared to the X4. I mean, we have three different cameras which are equally good, but also different. And I think for the X4 Air, the weight is what really matters and what really separates this from the other two. So the Air also comes with some replaceable lenses here, so if you damage this, you can easily replace it on the spot by yourself without having to send it in for repair or to get a replacement unit. And the X4 Air does also have a bigger sensor compared to the X4. So the X5 has a dual 101.28-inch sensor, including two Pro imaging chips and that 5nm AI chip. The X4 has a dual half-inch sensor, so not as large as the X5, but also uses that 5nm AI chip. And in the middle between these two, we have the X4 Air with the same 5nm AI chip, but a slightly larger dual 101.8-inch sensor versus the X4. So in terms of resolution, we still get that crisp 8K 30 FPS along with a 6K and 4K 50 FPS option now on the X4 Air. Unfortunately, at this point, there is no 4K 120, but I assume this will be added with a firmware update in the future. Now in single lens mode we have 4K, 2.7K and 1080p up to 60 FPS, as well as features like free frame, me mode, loop record and photos. In the 360 video mode we have features like 360 video, Instaframe, time-lapse, time shift, loop record, road mode or dash cam, star lapse and 29 megapixel burst, interval and normal photos, as well as the option to enable or disable HDR. Now, when it comes to the overall design of this X4 Air here, the layouts and the features, I think Insta360 did a great job when it comes to this camera. The Air is significantly smaller than the X4, and it's also more straightforward to use. When it comes to editing these videos, it's still going to be the same as any other 360 camera unless you're using me mode, Instaframe or any of the single lens features. So you will still have to edit the 360 videos using your smartphone and the mobile app or the desktop app on a Mac or a PC. But in the way you record your videos, it might feel a bit easier because we now have less options, and sometimes less is more, and of course the low weight doesn't hurt either. So looking at the cameras here side by side, the mode switch button is removed and we now have a single button to start, stop and cancel record, which is really nice. And on the main screen here, the option to select between lens types is also gone like it was on the X5, and all of this is done through the software editing anyway, so it doesn't really matter what type of lens you use because we have all these options in the apps anyway. Now, swiping to the right here, we have the settings tab where you can change to manual settings, white balance, exposure value, and so on. And we still have the same color profiles like standard, vivid, and flat. And for casual vlogging, traveling, or day-to-day use, we also have the same portrait mode from the X5 here, which will enhance the facial brightness. So for some people, these might just be, minor differences between these, but if you're brand new to a 360 camera and you just want to run and gun with something small, lightweight and easy to use, this might actually be it, because it also has those removable lens guards. I'm not going to try to overhype this over the X5. The X5 is still going to be the better one, and if you ask me which one to get and you're looking for your first one, I would say go for the X5. It is the champ. But this is basically a stripped down, easier version to use of the X4, but with that better sensor, the replaceable lenses, and not to mention smaller, which is, a huge factor for a lot of people. When it comes to mounting system, we still have the same 1/4 inch thread on the bottom here, so you can basically use any type of accessories that you want or that you have laying around, which has that screw. And we also have the same quick release system that we find on the Ace Pro, the Ace Pro 2 and the X5. So if you have the Ace Pro 2, for example, and you're looking to get a 360 camera which is lightweight and small, but you have been waiting for these to drop in, size and price, now might be the time to get one. $399 for this camera alone, $439 for the bundle. It's an amazing price. Another difference here and advantage over the X4, I would say, and maybe the X5, is if you enjoy capturing HDR videos, is that the X4 Air is the only one that's capable of capturing 8K videos with active HDR on, where the X5 is limited to 5.7K up to 60 FPS and the X4 5.7K up to 30 FPS with its separate HDR mode. Now, additional features to the X4 Air is also adaptive tone and portrait mode, like I mentioned, similar to the X5, but these features are not to be found on the X4. And this is an audio test with all three cameras, the X4, the X5 and the X4 Air. All cameras are set to identical settings. I'm using a manual white balance now of 5600 Kelvin and 5500 Kelvin on the X4. Also, exposure value is set to minus 0.3 on all cameras. Audio is set to stereo, so which one do you like more? Which one looks better and which one sounds better? Let me know in the comments below. Now, one of the things I mentioned earlier was that the X5 does not support HDR in 8K 30 FPS, where the X4 Air supports active HDR in 8K 30 FPS. So I now have active HDR on the X4 Air, and how does this compare to the non-active HDR on the X5, and which one looks better on my face here, and which one looks better when the sun is behind me. Is any one of them able to pick up the details on my jacket, my face? Which one looks better? I want to know which one you think, which one of these two you would buy based on the image that you see right now. So let me know in the comments below. Now, one of the things that makes these Insta360 360 cameras so great is the features, and some of them makes it so much easier to record videos. Like the one I'm using right now is Instaframe. What this does is that it basically records a single MP4 file, which I can just pull from the mobile app or from my PC, upload straight to social media without doing any reframing. And on top of that, it also records a 6K 360 file, which I can go in and edit as I want later. Or if I'm completely new to 360 cameras, I can actually use this file to practice editing 360 videos without feeling like my footage was ruined because I don't understand how to edit these 360 videos. And for me, that's a huge plus when it comes to Insta360. They just makes it really easy to decide whatever you want. Do you want the best 360 experience and the 360 quality? Well, then you capture 8K 30 FPS with or without HDR. But if you want something versatile, let's say you're on the go and you need to capture some videos that you want to upload right away, and you also want that 360 experience, then use Instaframe. However, the Instaframe is recording that MP4 file in 1080p, so the quality is not going to be insane. But I don't think that's the point with Instaframe. I think the idea behind it is to make it, or to keep it simple and easy to use, which is you know, something I really like, because it is easy to use and I do think the footage looks great. It's not the best, but that's not why I use a 360 camera. And why I use a 360 camera so often, it's because of the experience, the ease of use, and that I now can record this MP4 file, show it to you guys, and I can also grab some pieces of the 360 file which is recorded as well, and show you the water. I can show you in front of me, I can show, you know, the sky. Whatever I want to do, I can do it. And if I didn't have the experience, I could practice, which is one of the main selling points with this feature, I would say. And I'm also using the Insta360 mic ear now, connected to the X4 ear, and this is the audio that you've been hearing the past minute or so. So let me know what you think of the audio coming from the microphone here. And yeah, it's really cold and I want to go home now. But problem I've had in the past, I can throw a clip from the X4 on the screen now, but the problem that I've had is that the base of the extension pole has always been heavily visually appearing, if that's a word. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't show as much selfie stick as the X4 did, because when I record my videos I want that invisible selfie stick to be invisible, you know. So because the X4 and the X5 is quite heavier than the X4 Air, you know, it means it's gonna have more weight at the end of the selfie stick, which is forcing it down and causing this bend. So I think that's a wrap for this video. I only had a limited time to capture these videos. That's also one of the reasons I based it off of my my kids and the location I'm sitting at, or the location I'm at right now. Some real down-to-earth shots of how I would personally use a 360, or how I am using a 360 camera in my life, without the hype, without the crazy shots. Some of those are cool to make though. It takes some time and it's not something I do very often, but this is as down to earth as it gets. So hopefully this video helps you decide whether or not the X4 Air is a good camera or not. But in all honesty, if you have the X5, there is no reason to buy this. If you have the X4, you have to decide based on the clips you've seen in this video. But as the weight and the removable lenses, if you should be unlucky and crack one, then the X4 Air is definitely an upgrade over the X4. So if you want to learn more about the X4 Air, check out the link in the description below. That's going to be it for me. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below as well. So till next time, take care, bye bye.